All right.
Yeah, a lot of earnings coming out this week. So far, kind of a mixed story, really, year to date. If you look at the performances of these names, Apple, Nvidia, of course, we know why, and Microsoft. But Nvidia did finish up 5% yesterday. Earnings, overall for big tech, increased AI spending. That has been the story, but there's been a lot of worries because of AI and especially DeepSeek.
Yeah, and I've been talking, probably towards the end of last year, I was talking about how this year I expected the AI baton to get passed from the chip makers over to software, and we're actually seeing that play out right now. Software is doing much better than semiconductors so far this year. I know the year is still young. But yeah, the whole DeepSeek threat, in my opinion, completely overblown, and it created a viable pullback, not just in companies like Nvidia, but all the derivative plays, like a digital realty trust that builds data centers. There were so many pullbacks, and these are all viable because when you think about DeepSeek, it didn't cost $6 million. It ended up costing $1.6 billion in hardware costs, plus another $944 million in operating costs. It wasn't $6 million like people initially thought. And then they claimed that they used cheap chips, but there's also a lot of speculation that they have secured Nvidia chips through third-party countries. I don't know whether or not that's true. Yeah. And then it's the DeepSeek platform's not nearly as accurate as its Western counterparts. It's got an 83% fail rate versus 62% for its Western rival. So, look, one of the issues here is that I do think there's going to be a DeepSeek hangover on a lot of these stocks, maybe for a quarter or two, before investors realize the DeepSeek threat isn't a legitimate threat that's going to derail this thing. I mean, the end game of AI is not to produce something cheaper that's less accurate. The end game in AI is to be as accurate as possible. So, look, I think if you had the courage to buy Nvidia below 120, I think you're going to be very happy with that in the long run. Well,